Criminals don't stand a chance against Weber County's new cop cars. See them in action. Welcome to Weber State News. I'm Rachael McAllister. A man was found dead last night in Layton's Bamberger Trail. Layton police responded to a call from another man who discovered the body while walking in the area. Officials have not yet been released about the man's identity. They are investigating the cause of death and say there are no signs of foul play. A bomb scare led to some tense moments at the Salt Lake International Airport yesterday. An anonymous caller said a flight en route to Salt Lake from Montana had a bomb on board. Officials who searched the plane did not find anything suspicious. The focus now is to trace the call. Federal charges will be filed against the caller if found. Midterm elections are approaching fast, and for the first time ever, students on Weber State campus had the chance to vote early. Our John Capel tells us how, in another first, Weber students became the voting champs.
There are two stories in one about the early voting that just occurred at the Shepherd Union. Weber State students from Davis and Weber counties had the opportunity to register and vote right here on campus.
Early voting for the general elections, namely the election that takes place on November 2nd, has never taken place at Weber State here at the main campus.
The turnout was good, but less than expected.
We found out a lot of students were very excited about the accessibility that early voting brought to campus.
Braithwaite and other students have been working to bring the message of the importance of voting to the student body, and there was an added benefit for their efforts.
2 weeks ago, we finished our voter registration drive on campus. We received just over 1,700 voter registrations, which was actually good enough to put Weber State as one of the award winners in the state as far as colleges in recruitment for registration for voters.
The winners were determined at the governor's debate held at Utah Valley University.
We had the highest percentage of our school registered to vote, so we got the most registrations per capita, so to say. And then each university who won got this award, which basically was from the Utah Student Association, or USA, and basically in recognition of that great feat. So those two awards were awarded to Weber State, and we'd like to just thank all of the students who registered to vote to make that possible.
For Weber State News, I'm John Capel.
Campus polls have closed until next Tuesday, but you can still vote early in some of Utah's high-profile races. Like this one, Utah's Senate race where voters will choose to vote for either Sam Granado or Mike Lee. In Congressional District 1, which covers both Weber and Davis counties, voters will choose a representative of the House among the incumbent Rob Bishop and challenger Morgan Bowen. Next is the governor's race where Gary Herbert and Greg Bell are incumbents running against Peter Caroon and Cheryl Allen as challengers. There are other candidates in these races. For a full list of candidates running in your district, visit www.vote.utah.gov. For polling locations in Davis County, visit www.davisvotes.com and www.weber.ut.us for Weber County. In most locations, early voting continues through the weekend. Election Day is Tuesday, November 2nd. Weber State students fail Math 1010 more than any other class. That's why students enrolled in the class are required to complete much of their coursework in the Weber State's Math Hub. With so many students in Math 1010, the Math Hub can get crowded. Some students have advice on the best times to go.
Later in the afternoons, it's not nearly as crowded, so that's a good time to do your homework.
Most Saturdays come in, and usually the experience is pretty good.
While visiting the Hub, students can do homework, quizzes, and receive tutoring. Students are advised to use the Math Hub during non-peak hours, which are any day after 3. Well, it looks like good weather out there for now. What have we got, Shay?
There is good weather right for now, but there is a bit of snow in the mountains from last week's storm. I'll tell you coming up next if cold weather plans on making a return this weekend.
It seems like criminals are always one step ahead of the police. That's why the Weber County Sheriff's Department are using a new lightning-fast tool to check for stolen vehicles and expired license plates.
When you see this cop car in your rearview mirror, you better think twice, because it could be Weber County's new high-tech cop car. The car has several mounted cameras on the top. It will show and scan the license plate of each car that passes. It can easily scan 1,000 license plates an hour. The system is equipped to check Utah plates. It can also connect to a nationwide stolen vehicle database. And when a stolen vehicle is found, this happens.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Stolen vehicle.
This car isn't stolen, but it has the same license plate number as a stolen Nevada car.
It's a Utah plate.
This new technology has been a great tool for the police, but it has some limitations.
Currently, the police car can only scan one side of the car at a time, so it wouldn't be able to see the license of this car, which doesn't have a license plate on the front.
Another limitation is that the computer in the car doesn't always see the correct license number. But according to Detective Chad Allen, the system has already made a difference in a recent drug bust.
And then the deputies made the stop, confirmed that it was, a canceled plate, worked it in and found the drugs inside the vehicle.
For Weber State News, I'm Dan Rabe.
It's awesome that this new technology is helping to find drug dealers. Thanks for that story, Dan. Well, is it going to stay fall, Shay? I'm really hoping it will.
Is it going to stay fall? I'm not sure. We might move to winter. Actually, there's a lot of Weber State students have been bundling up this semester due to some storms, due to this week. But we're not the only ones that have had some significant storms. Here in the Midwest area, they've had some record-breaking storms, including tornadoes. And up here, it's been rather cold in the Great Lakes region, where the wind chill has been about 2 degrees. Luckily, in the southwest region, we have a lot warmer weather. So moving to that map now, we'll talk about the weather that we're expecting here in this region. Right now, it's pretty dry, as you can see. But over here to the west of us, we do have a storm that's going to be moving in probably this weekend, which will make things a bit colder and a bit more chilly for us. Now on to the local forecast with our 7-day. Today's going to be a gorgeous and beautiful day. We're actually looking at temperatures in the 60s. However, tomorrow it will cool off just a little bit, so you'll want to make sure those trick-or-treaters are warm because there's a chance of showers in the evening. Later this week, we're going to see an increase in temperature, nice sunny skies with temperatures starting in the 50s and moving at the end of the week to the high 60s. So basically, Rachel, you probably want to wear a jacket in the early morning, late evening, but during the day, it'll be just fine. Beautiful, gorgeous weather for the fall.
That is good news because I love fall, and the longer it sticks around, the better.
I agree.
All right. Well, Weber State newspaper is showing what it's like to be first on the scene. You can get a sneak peek of their new exhibit next. It shows who they are and where they have been. Weber State's newspaper, The Signpost, will open a photograph exhibit in the Union Building next week. The exhibit, Through Our Lens, shows many of the pictures taken by the Signpost staff. Many of the photographs here have won awards. The exhibit includes all of your favorite action shots from sporting events like basketball, hockey, and softball. Students can check out the exhibit anytime, but the official opening is next Friday, November 5th. You can pick up a copy of the Signpost every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on campus. For more headlines, visit the Signpost website at www.wsusignpost.com or listen to 88.1 on your radio dial every 15 minutes after the hour for KWCR's 88-second update. That's it for all of us at Weber State News. Have a fun and safe, happy Halloween, and we'll see you next week.